And when we focus on our own soul and connect to pure spirit, this level of vibration is just so beneath us, it's irrelevant. So we don't have to worry about these tormented, disembodied beings. Not really. But this can happen. This can happen. And this is where psychics and healers are trying to heal a space, release a trapped, disembodied being. They're trying to help them go back to spirit. You see, they have no real control, no real power, so they can't come back. They can't reincarnate. They haven't got the ability to decide anything and do anything. Because when they were here living, they didn't have that ability. They had no mastery here. That's why they passed on in great pain and great suffering, or great attachment, great confusion, great ignorance. They're lost in ignorance. And again, what I talked about in previous lectures, energy vampires. When they're here, they're behaving like a vampire, stealing everyone's energy, you know, making everyone feel down, little, bullying people. And this happens in small ways, and it happens in very big ways. And they'll continue to do that in their tormented state. But with a higher level of control of your intention, a higher level of soul power, a so-called healer is supposed to have that, it's quite easy to help these guys move on. You dissipate the energy and let them return back to spirit, where they can be at peace. And there they can find wisdom, but they can't find the wisdom themselves. They can't return to spirit themselves. They're sort of locked. They're trapped energy. They're trapped spiritual energy. Or they are trapped souls, lost souls. And again, you get people that lived a nice life. Again, you wouldn't call them masters, but they got a certain level of wisdom. They lived a nice life and they pass on peacefully. They pass on peacefully. And those guys can just transfer back to spirit nice and easily, and they will dissipate back into the pure ether, into the pure spirit. So they won't be hanging around here. They've gone off back to the infinity, back to the unconscious mind, and they've passed on in peace, and that's nice. That's okay. But these guys, these tormented souls, can't pass on because they've got a certain level of strength. They're sort of holding themselves together, but there's no willpower there. There's no awareness there. There's no real consciousness there. It's more like the energy, the emotional energy is powerful enough. The pain and the suffering is powerful enough to create a sort of disembodied being. But it's got no real power. It's got no real power. And they only have power if we give it to them. If we tune into that trapped pain, that trapped suffering, and we think, oh wow, I found a ghost. He's always a negative, evil entity. And in that they get attention, and we're giving them awareness, and they like that, and that's us giving them power. It's rather like a child throwing a tantrum. You don't give them the attention of that tantrum. You know they're just playing a game with you. Listen, you're not really sad, you're not really upset, you just haven't got the attention you wanted. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're not really in pain, you're not really suffering, but you're just making a fuss. And if I feed into that fuss, they make a bigger fuss, and they learn, oh, if I make a fuss, I'll get what I want. No, when you have someone throwing a tantrum, you leave them alone. You say, well, no. When you've finished, you come back and we'll talk rationally. But there's nothing wrong with you. So if you want to play like that, you do that. But I'm not buying it. It's the same with these disembodied beings. You know, we don't have to play into them. We just move the energy on, and that's what we do if we want to do healing. But again, if we don't want to get involved with that, we don't have to worry about it. Most people don't have experiences of ghosts, so they don't believe it. And it's only these more sensitive people tune in and they, oh, this place is haunted. But all of this stuff is quite low level. It's not enough understanding with what's going on. And like I said, the skeptical people don't notice it. There's no ghost here, and don't even notice it. And that's quite right. So they have not tuned into that subtle trapped energy. They just think it's nonsense. And that's exactly the way to deal with it. It's just nonsense. Those skeptical people have got the right idea. There's no ghosts here. What are you talking about? You go into a haunted house. Yeah. These aren't real ghosts. What are you talking about? Yeah, come on. We'll just do something to change the energy here. Let's cleanse all the energy. It's a certain attitude, and this is an attitude of maintaining your own soul power. You build your own confidence, your own self-awareness, your own focal point. You build your own aura, and nothing can get in that aura. Those low-level beings can't really touch your aura. They can't get in. You have to invite them in. And that's what happens, of course. You know, when you do the Ouija board, you're inviting them in. Oh, come and talk to me. But who do you get? You get the most common ones, which are these trapped energies, these disembodied lost souls, which are really very low-level emotional energy that is sort of stuck around. And then you tune into, he's talking to me, he's talking to me. And what's it telling me? You will die. Oh, they're going to tell some nonsense to you. And it's not, it's the dream. It's still part of the dream. They're in the dream. That disembodied spirit is in a dream. It's in a nightmare. And they're just telling you their nightmare. And we're taking it as amazing information. It's not. It's the ramblings of an ignorant, lost spirit. They're just rambling out their nightmare. Don't need to take it seriously at all. There's no understanding there, no wisdom. And of course the person using the Ouija board has got no understanding, no wisdom. No higher being is going to answer a Ouija board. They're not interested in that. Not at all. The real higher beings, they don't play these games. They don't just come and talk to you. They're not interested in this. Oops. They're not interested in this low-level stuff. This is trivial stuff. We need to evolve a bit beyond this. We need to learn a higher wisdom, understand how the universe works, and build our higher soul spirit. So the higher beings are operating on a much higher level. They're seeing the bigger picture. They're helping us. They're moving energy around. They can send you blessings, and every now and then they might talk to you, just give you a little nudge. But they're not the ones, they're generally speaking not the ones that come down and talk to you. So most of these channelings are again for intermediate beings. The higher beings, they're not going to come down and talk to you like that. They're not bothered with that. It's very low level stuff. They're on a whole higher level. And so the beings that talk to you, give you these little messages, tend to be the lower ones, the ones that are sort of stuck here. They've still got unresolved issues. And they're a bit narcissistic. So the more intelligent ones, they're a bit more vampire-like, they're narcissistic. I will tell you the ways of the future. These sort of things. My children, listen to me. You know, they'll talk to you like children, and we all become like children. But what's happening is we're giving them our attention. They want more physical energy. They demand our attention. So they come and talk to us. And some guy's a channel. Yeah, our channeling will come and talk through me. He gets attention. Yeah, I'm a channeler. I've got a great being talking through me. Everyone come and listen. Now, I'm channeling. These lectures are channeling, but I'm not channeling any being. I'm not asking anyone, give me some words to speak. I'm just trying to tune into my center, tune into the true wisdom, and I'm trying to transmit that true wisdom. But I'm transmitting it. These are my words. There's no one else saying this. But I'm trying to channel pure wisdom. I've got a genuine intention in sharing these lectures. But I'm also honest. These are incomplete. These cannot be perfect. These words I'm saying cannot be perfect. I just hope I'm making enough sense that you can understand it and it will progress you. You will learn some wisdom and you might get inspired to pursue the wisdom. Wisdom is a real thing that we can pursue. We have to think about it. We have to meditate. We have to train. You can't go to a psychic and listen and they'll tell you the answer. You've got to do some work. You have to study yourself. Go inside. You have to meditate. And meditation is again a bad word, but what I mean is you have to study yourself. Experiment on yourself. Go inwards. Try and work out what is going on. Try and work out what is going on.